This is I Drop Gemz, the podcast. I am TR Caution, the host. If you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, chat back and forth. Tonight I'm gonna talk about being complacent. And the big thing for me is say what you feel. It's easy to say what you feel when you're talking to the person that's usually okay with hearing what you got to say. And then you have the people that's scared to say what they want to say. And then you have people that don't say nothing. And then you have people that expect you to read them. You have them type of people too. I think it's pretty simple to say what you mean and what you feel for a person, for anything. You know, because if you tell a person how you feel, they can do one or two things. They can act or react. You know the person you're dealing with, so you got to pick the right time to do it a lot of the times. And that's really the foundation of it, is the time. You know, like, is it a good day? Is it a bad day? Is it a day that somebody want to listen to me, who feel like listening to me, good or bad? Saying what you feel, it can be good or bad. The person may take it bad, the person may take it good, but you should get it off your chest. Instead of walking around build up or letting it build up, or you get to that place where you're like, I'm gonna blow up. So for me, it's like, I like to do like a check-in here and there, you know, just with my feelings. So if I'm really feeling something, I'm gonna just put it out there. You know, if I'm not feeling it, I'm getting enough attention, I'm gonna say, hey, I feel like I'm not getting enough attention. If I feel like I need to give more attention, I'm willing to ask, you know, are you feeling the energy from me that's in a good way? Not just the way I want it to be felt, but in a good way, meaning you understand where I'm coming from. Now, when I say you understand where I'm coming from, is when you talk to somebody, the way you speak, the volume how you speak, the demeanor how you speak, the body language how you speak is going to be a factor in how they receive what you're telling them, how they receive your feelings. So sometimes you got to step away for a couple seconds or a couple minutes or a couple days and figure out, like, get you a strategy, get you a way that you could go on there and break it down to them, and you be at peace with what you got to say, and that person be at peace with what you're saying to them. A lot of times we say it from a place of, I want you to understand, but we've never got understanding for ourselves. Meaning we just said it to a person not thinking like, how they gonna respond? What would they respond? What would their answers be? I like to quiz myself, like, what are 3 possible reactions I can get from what I'm gonna say? The good, the bad, or the ugly. You know, but it's worth it if it's what you want. Because we all get lost in the space of just doing the robot things. I go to work, I come home, I take care of my family. You know, it could be running your business, it can be whatever you're doing on a daily basis. We all sometimes fall short on other things, and we may not think about what the other person got going on, you know. So check your feelings and then express your feelings. Again, check your feelings, then express your feelings. I think it's wrong to express without checking, because sometimes we're fighting with self instead of the person we're dealing with, you know. So, you know, that's very, very important. But express your feelings, tell them what you're thinking, how you feeling, how you want it to be received. So it'll help you sleep better at night, it'll help you during your day, it'll help you during your nights. It'll just help y'all around in mind. From my standpoint, how I see it. Say how you feel. Don't let that stuff sit in you and build up. Just say it. A person may not like it, but they gotta respect it, because I'm telling you how I feel about what X, Y, Z, you know. From A to Z, I'm saying how I feel. You know, don't be afraid to say how you feel. I think a refresher is very important. And when I say refresher, I mean like to the point where you're okay with asking somebody something to better yourself, to a better relationship. If it's your siblings, like, hey, I want you to call me more. It's a refresher. I'm gonna send a text message out. You know, I ain't heard from you in a while. I would like to hear from you more. You know, if it's your spouse, you know, a refresher is, you know, babe, we ain't been on dates lately, or we haven't been hanging out enough. We haven't spent enough quality time together. My refresher is, you know, hey, babe, what could I do better? What could we work on in this relationship, in this marriage, in this friendship, and whatever you got? You know, be willing to ask that. And I'm not saying do it every day, but, you know, make it a part of your routine like you do at work when you get a, what they call it. At work, where you go up for evaluation, make it an evaluation. If it's every 6 months, if it's every 3 months, you know, you go and find a checklist and you say, let me check these out. Let me tap in with him or her and figure out, you know, am I missing something? Because we get blind and complacent to things. We still doing our normal routines, but we'll forget, like, man, I've been slacking on that. I don't wash dishes no more. I don't cut the grass no more. She don't get pretty no more. You know, whatever it may be, but, you know, we all fall short. And a lot of times it can help in the long run because you're addressing something. Somebody's used to hearing you say something to them. Nobody likes to hear something every 9 months. You know, oh, you ain't did, what you ain't did, what you ain't did. And if you even came in with a nice conversation, can we have our refresher this month, this week, today? You know, make it okay. Don't make it a problem or issue, make it okay. And I think for the most part, everybody's okay with a refresher because everybody want to get an evaluation of some sort. You know, like I said, if it's at work, if it's with your kids, if it's with your husband, if it's with your mother, if it's with your brother, like evaluation, like, you know, tap in, figure out what's going on. Remember, none of us perfect, so we falling short somewhere. So it's worth to put it out there to get a little feedback. If it's something you want to fix, fix. If you can't fix, fix. If it's something worth talking about, talk about it. It's definitely worth it. That refresher, you know, just be that in your head, a refresher, here and there. You know, remember, tone is everything in a conversation. How I give it to you, how you receive it, but the tone is everything. You know, nobody want rah, rah, rah. Nobody want pain, pain, pain. So take the time to listen to what you want to tell somebody. When I say listen to what you want to tell somebody, it's okay to evaluate self before you go to somebody. Meaning, that person probably going to have something to say about what I'm going to say to them. Meaning they're going to be ready to shoot something back. They're going to be ready to counter what I'm going to say. But I think if you're already in the right mind space when you going for that conversation, it's more of a balanced conversation instead of you going to a conversation with your own outlook of what you think and nothing else. If you give yourself time to think about it and to rehearse it, you know, it'll work. And you got some people that don't need rehearsal. Hey, kudos to you if you can do it that way. You know, just, you know, put it on the line. But, however, always be open for improvement because we all can improve. Be accountable. You know, we got to be accountable. I got to be accountable. I mean, if somebody tell me something, either I dislike it or I do like it, I have to be accountable for what they're telling me, and even for myself. If my lady tell me, I haven't been caring lately. My feelings been elsewhere. I haven't been loving lately. I gotta look in the mirror and take accountability. Yeah, I might have been slipped up. I can do better. I want to do better. I'm okay with receiving what you're giving me right now. Because nobody's perfect. The reason I keep throwing that ain't nobody's perfect enough, because we sometimes get in the mirror and we look in the mirror and we don't see our flaws, or we don't see what we don't do right. And a perfect man don't see nothing. And a perfect woman don't see nothing. All they see is the good they do. But all it takes is one inch piece of sand or grass of what you don't do to irk somebody else. Because that one thing may be a lot to know. So be accountable when somebody come to you about something. Give it time to digest. Give it time to sink in. Give it time to react. Give yourself time to take it in. And I think that's the biggest part of accountability, is being to take what somebody say. Like, don't be so defensive. Well, I'm being defensive if it's probably something that I need to be hearing. A lot of time we think we don't need to hear things, but if somebody's probably saying something to you, it's probably because you need to be hearing it. It may be at a point where it's a lot when it comes to you, meaning they probably been going through it, or I've been going through something for a while, so I'm like, I'm gonna put it all in one barrel and shoot at everybody. And that's why the refresher is so important, that you figure out what's best for you, but remember, the refresher is something that you can go to somebody about at any time. You can just send that in a text message today. Baby, can we have a refresher? Brother, can we have a refresher? Mother, can we have a refresher? Can we touch bases on something? Because it's really, really important. Don't take everything personal. I'm big about that. Like, I try not to take anything personal. Like, it's just me, because I feel if I take something personal, I'm taking in somebody else's energy of negativity. Because if I have in my mind that I'm a good person, or I'm doing good by people, or that in general that I'm just in a good space, why do I want to hear about the stuff that don't make sense? However, so I don't want to take it personal. If you come to somebody and tell them something and they taking it personal, like you attacking them, it's probably the tone. It's probably you let it build up too long. It's probably that you didn't know how to say what you said. It's probably you didn't think it through long enough to give it to them. However, don't take it personal when somebody comes at you all the time. When I say personal, I mean a personal jab is somebody come to you and they just slap you in the face. Now that's personal. But words shouldn't be so personal. Whatever somebody telling you most of the time, if it's coming from a spouse or somebody you really dealing with, it's coming from a place of love. Like, I want this to be better. If they just a rude person, they ain't got the energy and ain't the type of person that give and receive that energy, you might be with the wrong person. They go back to accountability, but that's for self-accountability. Like, who you're dealing with. But try not to take everything personal, That's a part of, when you get complacent. You can't take it personal if somebody tell you ain't done something, or you ain't doing something, or you lack daring something. Don't take it personal. It's probably the truth. Most likely it is the truth if a person just bring it up to you. I don't care if it's random or not. It's the truth. So, keep that in mind, take accountability. If you wrong, say you wrong. If you right, stand on being right. It is not a crime to be wrong. It is not a crime to apologize. Sometimes apologies are the best answer for a storm. A good prayer, whatever it takes. Mind that space. Don't take everything personal. Think of why that person might have came at you that way, why they might have said it that way. you know. And I'm gonna get back to, like I said earlier, this the way you speak to people. Like sometimes you have to find a place and a time to speak to somebody. You have to find a tone and the amount you're willing to give that person. So take accountability in things, in the life, in situations, you know. It's important. And always remember, we always got another level to unlock. When I say another level to unlock, it's always a place in our minds, in our hearts, that we can go to become a better person. Because we're not the best we can be. Nobody's perfect. You know, we may never get to 100, but we can get to 99.1, 99.2, 99.3, 99.4, 99.5. You know, we can work our way to that number. However, in working to that number, we're reaching new levels. You know, to somebody else, that level might not be big, but to you it may be something. And don't be afraid to unlock that level. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to change paces, you know. Paces and places. Don't be afraid. You know, don't get stuck doing the same thing. Switch it up, it's worth it. Just in life in general, you know. We all went from grade school to high school, to college, to jobs, to business owners, to whatever we went to, but we changed levels and we changed places. So it's always a level to unlock. So when somebody come to you, sometimes, even in a complacent place, remember it's a level to be unlocked. And it's never too late to unlock it. So I ain't gonna make the message long. But don't get complacent. And if you do, be willing to receive or take what somebody's coming to tell you. Be willing to have accountability. Be willing to have refreshers. You know. That's the part for tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Like, subscribe, share. I drop gems. I am T.R. Caution.